among us hasn't known the feeling of being sat around doing nothing and then, oh no, I need to play Skyrim again. But that's the great thing about games, right? Replayability! The chance to experience your favourite adventures all over again, perhaps even with a completely new character this time. Then, upon firing up the game, you remember, oh crap, you forgot about the introductory section that is extremely long, slow, and maybe even sad, and ruthlessly unskippable. Oh no, settle in for the openings that you never want or need to play through again, and beware spoilers for the following games.
Good morning, and welcome to the Black Mesa Transit System. This automated train is provided for the security and convenience of the Black Mesa Research Facility personnel. The time is 8:47 a.m.
If there's one bit of real life we'd skip every time, it would be the morning commute, regardless of what that would do to my Vampire Survivors progress. Oh, sorry, yeah, be with you in 30 minutes. So I really do need to focus. And yet, the morning commute is exactly what the opening sequence of Half-Life is all about.
This train is inbound from Level 3 dormitories to Sector C test labs and control facilities.
In this iconic beginning to the 1998 first-person shooter, hero Gordon Freeman is slowly transported to his place of work, the testing labs of the Black Mesa Research Facility via the firm's transit system.
If you have not yet submitted your identity to the retinal clearance system, you must report to Black Mesa personnel for processing before you will be permitted into the high security branch of the transit system.
Now, don't get us wrong, the first time you played Half-Life, which was perhaps around 25 years ago at this point, we're sure you were just as impressed as we were by the environmental storytelling popping off here. Tableaus of Black Mesa daily life drift lazily past, establishing a tone of scientific overreach within a sometimes absurdly bureaucratic corporation.
More lives than your own may depend on your fitness.
The problem, if you can call it that, is that Half-Life is an extremely good and fun game. So you'll probably want to tear through it several times to see if you still have the old head crab walloping muscle memory. But when you give in to nostalgia and reinstall this first-person classic, you do unfortunately have to sit through Gordon's morning rat race before any walloping can occur. Surely this is the last big door we have to watch slowly open? The actual game is behind this one, right?
Protect our civilian recruitment division. The Black Mesa Research Facility is an equal opportunity employer.
This isn't to say the opening of Half-Life isn't brilliant or that it doesn't have some replay value in itself. For instance, if you know where to look, you can even spot Half-Life's enigmatic dimension-jumping G-Man hanging out on another tram. But on your 10,000th time playing through, the only real satisfaction to be gleaned here is that the G-Man somehow seems to be stuck on an even slower tram than you.
Work safe. Work smart.
And when, after many big doors and safety announcements and minutes spent pinballing around the tram like an over-caffeinated Roomba, you finally pull into the station, you're still not allowed into the game proper until this chap completes his agonisingly slow walk over to the door.
Please stand back from the automated door and wait for the security officer to verify your identity. Before exiting the train, be sure to check your area for personal belongings. Thank you, and have a very safe and productive day.
Morning, Mr. Freeman. Looks like you're running late.
Well, maybe speed up the damn tram then! Where's the suggestion box?
Eric, you wouldn't be avoiding me, would you?
I wouldn't dream of it, Dr. Reed. I think I know why Declan's readings are off.
Too many peptides?
I'm thinking the glial tissue breakdown he noticed after splicing in the repressive protein might be the cause. If we had a better cytometer...
We might get a more accurate reading of confirmed theory. I'll ask David to consider it.
Well, if he orders one from Page Industries, maybe they'll throw in another cappuccino maker.
Working in the same office with your ex could be awkward. I mean, it'd be hard to divide tasks when you're still dividing up your CD collection. Sorry, no, Aqua's Aquarium is a classic. You're not having it, Jeremy. But it's not too awkward for Adam Jensen, who, at the beginning of Deus Ex Human Revolution, finds himself working at Sarif Industries with his ex-Dr. Megan Reed. And things are extremely civil and somewhat still flirty between the two of them, as when Adam is called to his boss's office, Dr. Reed is all too happy to accompany him.
Come on, I'll walk you partway.
Aw, that's nice, you probably thought, the first time you played this game. Because what happens next is an extremely slow walk through the Sarif building, following Megan as she walks at a snail's pace, likely due to her extremely dangerous decision to wear stilettos in a lab, but also because scientists keep stopping her to talk a bunch of science nonsense.
Megan,
Hold on.
we're still getting biochemical fluctuations across the artificial flow cells.
Okay, but the increased neural peptides coming from the PDOT cluster could be throwing off your calibrations.
Right, I'll double check that.
I'm sorry, but if I wanted to move extremely slowly along a set path while looking at the back of someone's head while overhearing conversations I don't care about, I'd get the bus. But Megan doesn't care about your time. You even get stuck in place watching an impromptu weapons demonstration after some random general walks into your path and the game decides to hold you hostage to spoon-feed you yet more jargony exposition.
And the backblast problem?
Solved through kinetic bleeders in the augment. Here, watch. Go ahead.
Oh my god, I feel like I could have watched an H-Bomber Guy video in the time it's taken to get here. Or Avatar 2. No, wait, give me the H-Bomber Guy video. Heck, we haven't even got to the lift journey, which, from pressing the button for it to arrive to actually getting to the floor your boss's office is on, takes nearly 2 whole minutes, which isn't much IRL, but is excruciatingly slow in a video game.
Sarif has to see you too. Athena. She wants me to show her how to track our scientist-implanted locator devices, in case your security plans in Washington don't measure up.
And the thing is, when you finally get to your boss's office and get all the spiel from him, it's still not the start of the game. You're merely thrown into a basic tutorial where you're finally able to do more than just move the camera, namely run around, shoot some baddies, and see a bunch of scientists get mercilessly killed behind some glass. This again? Damn you, glass. Our other least favourite thing in games.
What's wrong with him, huh?
Watch your tongue. You're speaking to Ulfric Stormcloak, the true High King.
Ulfric? The Jarl of Windhelm? You're the leader of the rebellion. But if they've captured you... Oh gods, where are they taking us?
I don't know where we're going, but Sovngarde awaits.
Hey you're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us, and that thief over there. Ow, thanks for that. So Skyrim, the epic fantasy RPG released over 10 years ago, is still one of the most replayable games on the market today, thanks to the sheer breadth of ways you can approach it. Will you side with the Imperials this time, or embrace vampirism? Will you play a stealthy archer, or will you be a mage this time for 20 minutes before re-speccing to be a stealthy archer? But there's one Skyrim approach that is regrettably totally mandatory. That is the approach to Helgen in the damn prisoner cart.
Hey, you're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us. And that thief over there.
Damn you Stormcloaks. Skyrim was fine until you came along.
As any veteran Skyrim player will testify, the slow, trundling journey into Helgen for your own execution at the beginning of the game starts to feel interminably slow after a few playthroughs, denying you the ability to do anything for ages, except move your head and listen to these two bang on.
We're all brothers and sisters in binds now, thief.
Shut up back there.
I'm with you, driver. Also, do these horses go any faster? Or... No vehicle in history has ever felt more sluggish than the cart that slowly draws you into Helgen before you've even had the chance to create your character, let alone get attacked by a dragon, escape through Helgen's underground caves, and sprint noisily past that sleeping bear that's trying to teach you about stealth.
This is Helgen. I used to be sweet on a girl from here. Wonder if Elod is still making that mead with juniper berries.
The road not taken. While there's no way to skip or accelerate this lengthy intro, there are fan-made mods out there that mangle Skyrim's code in such a way that bypass this extremely lengthy cart ride. A testament, if anything, to how many players have performed a full-body sigh upon loading up a new game and hearing Ralof here do his thing for the millionth, billionth time.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Which sounds terrific, although to be honest, we'd settle for a mod that put the same gag that's stopping Ulfric Stormcloak from speaking on Ralof and Lokir here.
Hey. What village are you from, horse thief?
Why do you care?
A Nord's last thoughts should be of home.
Yeah, great thing about thoughts, Ralof, they're nice and quiet.
Every once in a while, Animal Crossing New Horizons players will get the urge to change up their island, perhaps to the extent that they want to reset it completely and start from scratch. And to that we say, no! Yes, you can get bored with how your island is, so resetting everything might seem like the quickest option. For some, they might just want some goals to work towards again after having basically completed the game. I mean, once you've got the big Christmas tree, there are no more worlds to conquer. But we're here to remind you how butt-numbingly slow the beginning of New Horizons is. When you first arrive on your island, the only thing you have to your name is a tent, 2 randoms you had no say in moving there, and a raccoon that wants to put you in a lot of debt. From here, each step in unlocking new things for your island is slower than a sedated snail. The problem is that you're back to having beginner's tools, so you're constantly crafting new shovels to hit rocks with, or nets to catch bugs with, all in Animal Crossing's cute but undeniably slow crafting system. Plus, to start off with, you have a tiny inventory, so you're constantly running back and forth to drop things off once you're carrying too much stuff. Even in real life, I don't buy a dress unless it has pockets that I can fit at least 20 fish and bugs inside. When you finally have enough sticks or rocks or bugs or whatever, often the things they unlock don't appear until at least the next day. To remind you, museum curator Blathers shows up the day after you get the 5 bugs and fish you've been asked for, only to reveal that he needs 15 unique finds to actually open up the bloody museum. And you have to hand in each one by one and sit through the dialogue. Then wait a day for it to be built when you reach his arbitrary number. And yes, you can fiddle with your Switch's clock to skip to the next day and speed things along, but that's cheating. And also, I can't be bothered. But this is nothing compared to getting resident services up and running, which you need to do if you want to do anything vaguely exciting to your island, and have Isabel show up. Before you can be greeted by an adorable pup every time you log in, you have to pay off your desert island getaway package to Tom Nook, take out another loan from the raccoon as you upgrade from your rubbish tent to a rubbish single-room house, fly around a bunch of islands looking for 3 new villagers to invite to live on your island, gather the 30 wood, 30 hardwood, 30 softwood, and 30 iron nuggets you need to open up the shop Nook's Cranny, and then Tom Nook will let you build a single bridge, which takes a whole day to build. While that's being built, you also need to set up plots for your 3 new residents and wait for them all to move in. Fun fact, they move in 1 villager per day. Ugh. And they won't just move in after being invited. You have to craft them 6 items of furniture each before they'll deign to make an appearance. The day after the final new villager moves in, Tom Nook closes the resident services tent as a permanent structure is built, and finally, it opens up the following day and the game properly starts. And opening that building only took me 10 days! Cool, that was totally worth losing the Christmas tree. Totally worth it.
The opening to The Last of Us is sad and memorable and shocking and sad. And yes, I know I said sad twice. Anyone who played this extremely popular post-apocalyptic adventure game will certainly not need reminding of what happens at the start. But for those who didn't, it features Joel and his daughter Sarah, along with his brother Tommy, trying to flee the Texas suburbs where they live as all zombie hell breaks loose around them.
Keep running!
Then at the end, Sarah is fatally shot by a soldier and dies in Joel's arms, in a very distressing scene that we're not going to show here because frankly, I don't need that in my life any more times than one time. That one time being the first time I played The Last of Us and was appropriately shocked by this heart-rending twist. This jaw-dropping moment seems like a very deliberate rug pull by developer Naughty Dog, who know you've just bought a game with a man and a young girl on the box art, so you're probably thinking that these two are going to be your heroes. And when you realise that's not happening, it hits like a freight train transporting a cargo of sadness to Misery Town.
Go! You got Sarah! I can outrun him!
Uncle Tommy?
I will meet you there! Hurry!
Replaying that intro sequence would already be quite grim, but is made borderline unbearable by the fact you actually play as Sarah for the first half of it. And walking around an empty house as a scared little girl who you know is going to be dead soon is a lot to ask when the PlayStation console is, just saying, also capable of playing like Spider-Man or Tetris. Yeah, Tetris is feeling like a real good option right now. This problem is compounded by the fact that Sony will not stop remastering and re-releasing The Last of Us to tempt players back for one more jaunt through Trauma Town, with the opening sequence of course being mandatory each time, and your best option for at least shortening the unpleasantness being to skip the very final part when Sarah is killed, when it does at last mercifully switch into skippable cinematic moments prior. This does, however, also skip all the exposition about society's downfall, and quite a lot more story besides, and spits you out into the streets 20 years later trying to remember who Tess is or this Robert you're both talking about.
We're gonna have to go around the outside.
Outside the wall.
Or we could just let Robert go.
Cute.
Can I at least assume that both characters are going to die horribly soon? Yes? Yes. Wow, this game.
Steady hand. That's it. Watch it. Cast off line. Casting off. We're away. Take us straight to Dunwall Tower. Lord Corvo has news for the Empress, and we've come a long way.
The Dishonored series is well known for allowing players to choose whether they want to play through the game in high or low chaos. High chaos meaning that you murder everyone in your way, and low chaos meaning that you choke everyone unconscious and shove them in the nearest bin. Hey, you can knock as many people unconscious as you want, but just don't litter. One of the coolest things about these choices is that they affect the world around you. Go low chaos and things will slowly start to get better. Go high chaos and there will be more zombie-like weepers to vomit all over you like you gave out too many free shots at a party. So if you want to see Dunwall in various different states depending on how you play, you need to play through the entire game a minimum of 2 times. Ideally 3 if you want to see all the endings.
What?
Yeah, there's a neutral ending too.
Oh my god!
These options are all great, so it's a real shame that every single time you start a new playthrough, you have to sit through the same opening, which is an excellent tutorial and introduction to the game, but can get a little boring the second and third time around. You sit in a boat for what feels like years as it makes its way into Dunwall, then continue to sit in that boat as it gets slowly raised up in a lock. Then after that time suck, the game has the gall to ask you to play hide and seek with little Emily, the Empress's daughter.
Wait, let's play hide and seek first. I'll cover my eyes and you hide.
But even if you skip that, you still have to fruitlessly fight a bunch of assassins in a fight you know you can't win, then watch on helplessly as Emily's snatched away and the Empress is murdered. Oh no, Empress! And you just got to accept it. Look, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, to quote one of our best thinkers. Who the hell is that? I was talking about Vaz from Far Cry 3. Then of course you get arrested. Time to replay the Escape from Prison with Nothing section of the game. In an adventure where you eventually have ranged weaponry and magical powers, all you can do now is crouch walk from cover to cover, quietly swearing under your breath, or angrily stab everyone you see with your one stolen sword. I recommend doing the stabby playthrough on the second go. Way more cathartic. High or low chaos, it feels so slow going, and finally getting your hands on your gadgets as you wade through the sewers is such a relief. But you don't get your outsider powers until the next mission.
Use this newfound power. My gift to you.
Yeah, mate, I could have really done with these teleporting powers when I was locked in a great big building. Yeah?
Imagine falling into a coma in 1975 and not waking up until 1984 and having to come to terms with the fact that you've missed all of Star Wars. This is the pitiable position Venom Snake finds himself in at the beginning of Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain, a game that, it's fair to say, is not in any hurry, considering you have to spend 3 minutes looking around a blurry hospital room before you even get to the main menu.
V has come to.
V has come too.
Eventually, this will become an open-world tactical stealth game, where you go around disguised as a perfectly ordinary horse. But the key word there is eventually, because first there's an hour-long prologue that covers your escape from the hospital where Snake has lain comatose, assisted by a mysterious bandaged figure called Ishmael. Which probably sounds terribly exciting until I tell you that Venom Snake's coma-ravaged limbs mean he is capable only of agonized crawling.
Drug's not working.
Well, hang on, I'm sure we'll be feeling better any second now. Any second? Don't get your hopes up. Seeing old Snakey flop his way inch by inch through hospital corridors with no idea who Darth Vader is was quite tedious the first time, but is absolutely punishing on a second playthrough. Horse-based stealth is but a distant dream at this point, all desire to actually play an open-world action game replaced by the much more humble desire for Ishmael to put his arse away for 1 single second. Well, that's one more opening we never want to see again. As this lengthy prologue progresses, you do eventually start walking again, but of course, this being a stealth game, you'll be back on your belly just moments later for more slow crawling, and once again inches from Ishmael's flapping butt cheeks.
We're sitting ducks. Blend in with the bodies. Get down on your stomach and crawl.
Although unskippable, by opting out of the many, many cutscenes you've already watched, you can make this whole hospital escape prologue go faster, and we use the word faster loosely. I've seen a speedrunner do it in 15 minutes, if you can imagine there being a speed run of this.
So those were some of the unskippable openings that we would prefer not to play through again. Come on, let's just speed this up. Can we not have a butt in our face the whole time? Metal Gear, that would be great.
You ask too much.
but Kojima wants us to see these things. But what other ones can you think of? Can you let us know in the comments down below? And you know, thanks for watching. Thanks for not skipping past this ending. You're cool. Maybe you can go check out some other videos here if you would like to support us further. We do have a Patreon. If you want to make sure that you never miss a video in future, hit that bell button with the subscribe button and you're sorted. I'll see you next time. Bye.